Welcome back, family, to the Hands in the Sky podcast. I am your host, Rizzy Shy, and we're moving along with the podcast. I like how it's going. I like the feedback that I'm getting, and most of all, I like the audience. 'Cause you do it for the gram. Okay. The topic that we're going to talk about today is a near and dear topic to me. Um, it is We Fight. And that scene that I just quoted a few seconds ago is from the movie 300. And that's one of the fight scenes. And it came about, I was watching that movie, one of my favorite movies to just watch and unwind with. And I was watching it, and that scene came on. And I knew then, I said, oh, I got to do a podcast on that. We Fight. Because We Fight is so important. Or I fight, me fight, solo fight. Um, you fight every day, whether you know it or not. And you have to have a certain amount of fight in you just to be able to live and go through life and handle challenges and stuff like that. So when you think about We Fight, you should think about the inception of it. When you're born, you're fighting. You're fighting, literally fighting to get out of the womb. Other people might look at that a little bit different, but I mean, really, that's what it is. When you're born, you're fighting. So fight is in us from conception, because like I said, we got to fight to get out of the womb, literally. You know, everybody don't get a C-section, but we ain't finna get into all that. But yeah, so we're fighting from inception, and we go from there. So we start our fight, and it's really a poignant beginning to life. You're fighting for your life, is what you're doing, and you're doing it at the beginning of birth. I never thought about that. That's crazy. Yeah, but just to keep going on with it, you have to have a reason that you're fighting. Like, what's your reason to fight? Because we can all just give up and just throw in the towel. But what is your reason for fighting? You know, you fight for your purpose in life and probably in death too. But you fight because you have a purpose. You get up every day and you hit the grindstone, and you tell yourself, today is going to be a good day, and why it's going to be a good day, and why it's not. It's going to be the best day, but it's going to be the best day today. Sometimes that's what I tell myself. It ain't the best day, but it's the best day today. So when we look at fight, there's a couple of ways we can go. You fight for your dignity. You fight because you believe, and I'm a big believer in believing in yourself, which helps you fight. You fight for yourself. You speak up, you stand up. You know your rights. You know your wealth. You know your worth. So people fight because you believe. You believe in yourself, or you believe in somebody else, and you fight for them. Um, Again, you fight for your self worth. You know, everybody likes to think that they're worth something, right? And that's correlated into how much fight are you gonna put up for yourself? Because you can fight and not see progress. So what do you do then? Do you keep fighting and hope that you see progress, or have you seen enough? And you just kind of throw in the towel. There's a couple of ways you're gonna look at that. But fighting for me right now has taken on a new experience. Your host is finna get real candid with you and pull back the wool a little bit. I know I haven't done that. I've been the kind of behind the mic host, not knowing much about Really Shy and his origins and stuff like that. And if you go back and you look at all the or listen to all the other podcasts that we've done, it's fitting that we talked about power, we talked about energy, we talked about reset. You know, it leads us up to this one right here, which was We Fight, in that I have been a cancer fighter going on 3 years. I have had cancer twice in the last 2 years. I'm currently going through cancer treatment right now, which would be chemotherapy. Um, and we could just stop right there because that's enough in itself, right? So I have learned how to fight because I thought I knew how, but when I became a cancer patient, the fight became a whole different fight. You look at it different, you see it different. And sometimes only a cancer patient can understand that type of fighting that you have to do when you are a cancer patient, fighting for your life every day. It's a different fight than it was before. Before it was a casual fight. This fight is a personal fight, and you have to fight it every day, even when you ain't got fight in you. There's no tomorrow with cancer, and that's how you have to treat it sometimes. And this road that I've been on for going on 3 years, it's been a tough one, but I've stood by with grace. I've held my head high and my shoulders back, and I've been going through life. Because life is still going to life. Just because you get sick, your bill's not going to stop. Just because you get sick, you get sick, you can't stop loving people. Just because you get sick, the world does not stop. Everything keeps going until it pops. Oh yeah, your boy rhyming now. But yeah, so this has been a very grinding last 3 years for me. Um, and I've learned so much about myself and how much fight I have in me, how much fight I'm going to continue to have in me, and just how much I love fighting for myself. You know, if you're going to bet on cancer, you're going to bet on Rizzy Shy, you better put your money on Rizzy Shy. Because he beat it once, he going to beat it again. And, so I just wanted to kind of put that out there today. The cancer battle is real. So if you know somebody with cancer that was near and dear to you, if they're still with us, just reach out to them, tell them you love them, and see if they need anything. Because most times, cancer patients do. Yes, we do. Yeah. So as of we speak right now, I'm not gonna get into the specifics of the cancer and all that kind of stuff. But just know that your boy is doing the things that he's supposed to be doing to live with cancer, to try to get to living without the cancer. So if there's a daily schedule you have to keep very well mentally. Currently, I am in counseling for just all kind of stuff. So that's part of it too. Never really done the counseling thing, so that's new for me. Um, and it's been good. It's been good. I actually like the counseling. That's probably one of the things that I do like about what I'm going through. Everything else you can just take it. Without getting into too many specifics, I'll say this about cancer. Cancer is probably doable to probably less than around 50% of the population. When I say that, what I mean is that they come so far and they got so much advanced medicine and other things that can help a cancer patient, whether it's stage 1 or stage 4. So the medicine and the technology of the medicine has made it less taxing on the body, with the cancer patient. So that's a good thing. But I will say this: dealing with cancer is probably just easy, far as dealing with the cancer itself. The things that make cancer tough are the things that you have to do around it. All the doctor's appointments, all the imaging, all the scans, all the blood work. Again, all the doctor's appointments. You know what I'm saying? That's what makes it, difficult to do. When you get cancer, your life stops immediately. At least for me, it did. There was no build up. I wasn't like sick and then found out I had cancer behind the sickness. No, I was doing routine checkups both times. Routine checkups. First time I was just doing a regular office visit, and the doctor sent me out to have a colonoscopy. You know, so you know, but I'm saying all that to say, fight, fight for yourself, fight for each other. I'm in a fight, and I want you guys to encourage me to keep fighting because the fight does not stop with me, nor does it stop with you. Fighting is everlasting. It's all seeing and it's all enduring, just like the Lord above. So we're gonna end it on that note. And as always, it's always good to come on here and talk to you guys. And as we always leave, we leave with a statement. And my statement for today is, what's your purpose? What is your divine purpose in the world as you see it today? What is your purpose? Do you believe that you were put on the earth to complete a task, or you just think that there's no validity to just having a purpose? What are you thinking? What do you think about purpose? So that's just a little something to take us out. As always, your host Rizzy Shy is out, and I'll see you guys in the next podcast. Love, peace, and hair grease.